Hello, you wonderful humans, and welcome back to Timerborn. I figured it was time we test out the new faction, Iron Teeth. Now, not only are we going to do that, but we're going to play on a map called Terraces, which should add some difficulty to the game, and then we are going to also play on hard mode, which means we start with scarce resources, droughts are severe and become even worse over time. It's going to be a bit of a disaster. Now, if you're wondering, well, Tag, what are the terraces? Well, this is what the terraces are. They are big flat pieces of land with big canyons on either side of them, which is going to make traveling to other areas just a little bit more difficult. Until we get a lot of science, our only patch of land is going to be this terrace right here. And we have only this, so I think our main goal is going to be harvesting all this wood and getting foresting up, making sure we collect all the berries, and then we want to build a dam pretty much as soon as possible right about here, so that way we can save our water through the drought. And I think the best way to do this, well, first, we need to name our beavers. Now we've got Captain Thick, because he's the laziest beaver, then Chewbacca and Justin Beaver, good old Norbert, Brian and Daggett, Chuck Forrest, and Winona the big brown beaver, even though she's purple. We're starting off here with two berry pickers. We've got Chewbacca and Kevin, which are very, very, very important because unlike the other beavers, these beavers need breeding pods to be able to make more baby beavers, which take water and berries. We'll get into that here in a little bit. We're also making sure to build our inventor hut because we need a forester because we're going to run out of trees real quick because Winona, the big brown beaver, and somebody else, Chuck Forrest. Aw, look at Chuck Forrest looking at the forest. What a good boy. And as I mentioned before, having a dam built right away is going to be one of the most important things because the droughts come faster here and they last longer every single time. So water storage is key. So we really need them to chop them logs down and build these as quick as possible. Oh, Captain Thick's not going to be as lazy as I thought he was going to be. He was just chilling in front of there, not doing a thing. But he is carrying a whopping one log at a time. Yeah, a whopping one log at a time. Our poor little babies passed out next to the dam. They've almost got it done though. Oh, and just in time, because that morning we got 3 days left until the drought. And if we get this dam put in, which we just did, this will fill up all nice, and we should have all of this water retained through the 3-day drought, which isn't bad. Like, 3-day drought is not bad at all. Kevin here seems to not be the smartest beaver ever. He's just passed out in the middle of a field, starving to death, and about to die of thirst. It's great. Thankfully, we've got Chewbacca, the smartest beaver, actually getting us some intelligence here, or science, so that we can learn the forester. But before we can even build the forester, we need a lumber mill, which means we need some beaver-powered stuff going on here. And I think if we put this here, and then build the power wheel right here, that should fix all of this and start getting us some lumber. The beginning of the first drought. We've got 105 water storage, which is pretty good. And we've got Daggett working the lumber mill. We just need this power wheel to be done. And then this little shaft here. And we should be good. As long as we can get the forester built before we run out of trees, this playthrough should be well on its way to success, hopefully. I have, however, had a bit of a minor oversight. We're slowly running out of food, and I haven't even built a farmhouse yet. So we need to prioritize this in the worst way. I'm sorry, Brian. You were just born to be a power wheel power for the rest of your life. Rest in peace, Brian. He's probably going to die at a young age. Thank God the drought is over. We are running out of food relatively quickly, but we've got our farm up and going now. And we've also got Chewbacca on forestry, which means we can start planting some birch. We're going to plant, I think, 2 rows of birch through here. Yeah, we'll do 2 rows of birch. And then we'll do 3 rows of pine. 4 rows of pine, I think will do really good. And then maple takes 24 days to grow, but it also gives us the most wood. So I'm going to plant maple all through here, and hopefully that should give us pretty decent wood supplies. I think we'll plant some birch up here as well, just so we have that like quick, easy access wood, and then more pine. Oh no, Captain Thick died of old age already, and Watud died of old age, and we barely have any new babies, so we really do need to activate these breeding pods. And we probably need to make another one. Now that we have carrots, we shouldn't need the extra berries, because all of those berries end up going to the breeding pods. Got another drought coming in 2 days, but our water storage is looking pretty good. Also finally made our grill, although we don't have a grill master, but we have 2 babies, and one of those is gonna be Emerald Beaver Spice. It sounds weird, but yeah, Emerald Beaver Spice. I guess I could pause the Forester. Now the Forester's still doing good work. I'm also trying to build like a rather large housing complex here on top of our wood storage. And I think as long as we need to learn a lot of stuff, we need our big brain beavers to get us to learn the double platform and triple platform. And I should be able to just build this vertically for a long time and house hundreds, if not thousands of beavers. Turns out living that sweet beaver life is a lot easier when all of your beavers aren't dying of old age. So we actually have almost 20 beavers now, and our little housing slash storage complex is coming together quite well. We're just kind of low on planks right now, but this storage area will be able to stack infinitely until I get some of the larger storage. And same thing with this housing. Well, maybe not infinitely. I don't know what the max building height is, but I imagine it's decently high. And right now, I think we're almost through the drought. Yeah, we just survived the drought, which is great. I think since the last drought was 6 days long, the next one might be around 8, which means we need quite a bit more water storage. So I really need to start focusing on these cogs, which means I have to learn the gear workshop, which isn't bad. It's just a matter of getting power. And I have an idea for how I want to have our civilization powered, but that means I need dynamite. And dynamite, unfortunately, isn't until quite a bit farther in the game when we can get some metal, which is way over yonder. Now, there's a couple different ways we can go about getting this, and I think the best way is going to be building a bridge straight off of here, and then creating a new district down here, and then slowly working our way over there. It's quite a complex way to go about getting metal, but it's about the closest metal other than maybe going all the way over here, which I guess would be maybe even a little bit easier. I'm not sure. Ooh, this drought's not actually going to be nearly as bad as I thought. Only 1.8 days. That's like nothing. Oh, I'm dumb. That was 3 days until the drought. The drought is actually 9 days long, which means we gotta pause these water pumps, and hopefully the 323 storage should be enough to keep our 19. Oh, Chuck Forrest died of old age. Oh no. What a sad day. We've got a little less than a day left of this drought, and our water reserves are running pretty low. I mean, we've got 130 in storage here, but we've almost wiped out all of this. Now I'm wondering, we have the dam here, but I wonder if we use like a floodgate instead, if it'll fill up higher and still use this waterfall and be able to store more water, because I think that's going to be really important. Now, 150 science points to learn the level 1 floodgate, but I also really need to get to dynamite. But we can't get to dynamite without getting this. Oh my god, yep, we finally hit full-blown drought, but thankfully it ends here. So really, I think what we need to do is we need to build downstairs going this way, and just kind of getting to the easier metal, which is right here. Our end goal will definitely be getting to that there, though. Oh no, we lost Justin, Beaver, and Norbert, and Brian. They all died of old age. We need to get our beavers to be a little bit older, but decided to try out this floodgate. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, we might have a couple of issues on our hands. But then we got the stairs coming down this way, heading over towards the metal area. That's going to be definitely an easy method of getting over there for now. Plus, we'll have access to all of these trees and all of this nice, luscious land here, too, because we can flood this little spot here for water collection. We can do a lot down there, and I think it's going to come in really handy. We're breeding up more beavers because our beavers are going the way... We have a drought in 3 days. Turns out hard mode is kind of hard. Okay, we need to pump water really quick. We need to finish this floodgate, like, now. And I don't know if we can get down here or not, but we really need to brick this off. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah, we flooded a little bit. When we put it up to 1, it definitely fills up and floods. But I don't think that's a bad thing, because we can do that just as the drought appears. and I think we'll be okay. Man, just that one floodgate really made it flood. Ah, great. Well, I'll tell you what's not looking good. Our water supply going into this drought. If it's even longer, this is looking really bad. Because I believe Justin, Beaver, and Brian were our water pumpers at the time, and they died, and there was a whole day of the incoming drought where they weren't pumping water. But what I do want to do is I want to flood this area just before the drought starts. So we'll flood the entire upper area, and then we'll be pumping that water, so it should clear it out. And hopefully that will help us survive this incoming drought. That's all I've got. So we're going to put that up to 1. We put both up to 1, which is raising the level of this, hopefully enough to where we'll start storing a little bit more water. It doesn't seem to be flooding now. Maybe it was because when we had it at higher speed, that's how it floods. But regardless, we are storing quite a bit more water than we were without the floodgate, and I think that's going to help us pull through this. And there's the drought. An 11-day drought, nonetheless. This is gonna be rough. I'm realizing now that if I don't get a better water situation by the next drought, and I've only been having non-drought days for about 3 days before we get another drought, that we're gonna die. All of our beavers will perish. I think it's imperative at this point that we get this nice set of stairs built, and at the very least, maybe build some levees here to fill this up, and then a nice little dam here. And then we're probably gonna need some more levees, which means we're gonna need another district. I didn't even name this one yet. Woodstock, perfect name for a district. Our little beavers are just cruising along right now. I think we need to rename another one Justin Beaver. We've got Kaylin here. Oh, Kaylin's like 30 years old though. We need to get nutrition +3 so we can get that carrying speed up. We did make a new district, which I need a name for. If you want to name one of our districts, feel free to leave some names in the comments below. I don't know why I said that weird, but I did. So yeah, the plan right now, the Grand Master Beaver plan, is to at the very least get the levees built up here. And then we need to get a couple levees built through here, and then a dam, so we can fill this in and let it flow into here. But the Grand Master plan is to dam this all the way up as high as possible, so that way we can have this entire thing fill up with water, which we're definitely going to need, because we've got 6 days left of the drought. This is going down very quick, even though I'm not pumping any water out of it, which means we're going to be low on water very, very soon. I might actually hit play on this one deep water pump here. I need to knock out some more of these berries and start growing more carrots, but our storage, we're actually filling up most of our storage surprisingly quickly. I have to make our storage town a little bit bigger. The great plan is working so far, and we got 2.6 days left, and I think I'm gonna actually start breeding again. So we got 19 adults, and some of them are going to be dying of old age soon, I think. But we also need to get more housing here soon. But what's really nice is I can continue just building this up and plopping housing on top of here. So we've got the barracks, which houses 10, but then we have the large barracks, which houses 16. And it's built pretty much essentially the same way, just a little bit taller. So 10 to 16, but that's, oh my god, it's 70 logs. I don't know if it's worth it. I think I might actually just keep with the barracks, and we'll just build them like that. Yeah, because we can definitely sacrifice 40 logs. Make a couple of these bad boys. So that's housing for quite a bit more beavers. We don't have enough of a food supply and water supply for, I guess, a total of 40 beavers yet. But they are building the stairs down here. We've got 3 of the levees in. We've got all of these built. We're harvesting some more wood over here, and what's great is as this fills up, more of this land should become fertile for us so we can plant more crops. I'm going to build a nice little farm right here, and we'll have this pretty waterfall. This will be a really nice full area full of water. Full area full of water. Yeah, it's a little redundant. Boy, am I glad that this drought ends in 1.8 days, because we've got 152 water left. Which isn't bad. We definitely need this to complete. And I think we should be good. We need a total of 30 planks, plus all the little planks for this pathway, because not only do we need to build the floodgate, But since we're building the floodgates, we also need to build these. Because, like, to get a floodgate across, they won't be able to build this. They can build this one, but they won't be able to build this one without a path being there as well. We can always delete these afterwards. But we might use it for a path to get to some of this stuff over here, because we should be able to use this as farmland as well. So it turns out, maybe forgetting to open up our floodgate here is bad after a drought. I think we drowned all of our beavers. Thankfully, they can swim, so they're not dead. They're just not doing anything right now. But we're draining this out into the new area, which actually, you know what? I can just let this all flood out so we can defloodify our existence a little bit. And, oh, we are actually almost done. We just need 50% more building progress. We just need a lazy beaver to get its beaver butt down here and complete this building. Come on, little beavers. There we go. Who's going to complete our project? Nagonal? I don't even know how to say that name. We're going to call him Gonal. Yes, you pretty little beaver. Complete our grand project. Now, I know that this is going to flood everywhere, but the plan is, I'm hoping that it'll, yes, because water should take the path of least resistance, and the path of least resistance right now is into this nice little hole that we made, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. We might have made just a little bit of a mess. Well, we've made quite a bit of a mess of things, but you know what? Our beavers are going to survive, and they're helping the rest of the area get watered a little bit. So we're helping. We're making a bit of a mess, but we're helping. But in the process of making another little farm down here so we can get some more food, so we can expand our thriving empire. We're going to get some more water pumps and eventually start working on some larger water tanks. But all in all, I feel like it's a pretty good start to our hard mode beaver empire. And I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode.